way back onto the pitch. 0-0 after the first half. Although it was a very exciting half indeed, with chances at both ends. It could in fact have been 2-2 had both teams taken their chances. But Juventus's lack of goals continues.
And we've seen Borriello warming up at half-time alongside Elia, the forgotten man of this Juventus project this season. But it's the other team, Genoa, who'll make their first change. Giandomenico Mesto will come on, just receiving his final instructions from Pasquale Marino. We saw Moretti struggling in the first half, although he continued, and he's still out there, which means Mesto will come into midfield because Rossi, Calazze and Carvalho are all confirmed.
Well, it's number 81 coming off.
Giuseppe Sculli.
Absolutely, Sculli coming off then, and Mesto. So a straight swap really, with Mesto slotting into Sculli's position on that right-hand side of midfield.
So that will be a direct test on Di Ceglie, as Boško Jankovic has been shifted over to the left. Mesto is on the right, and Marino has seen perhaps a weakness in this Juventus defence.
Well, hopefully we'll see some goals in the second half. The game certainly deserves some goals as Genoa kick off the second period. Calazze in possession with a long ball forward straight at Palacio. Is De Ceglie. Well, all the Juve substitutes practically were warming up at half-time. We saw Del Piero, you mentioned already Elia, and Borriello along with Morrone, but the only player who wasn't was Quagliarella, who came back out with the rest of his teammates. It's a throw.
It does seem to be written on the script for Marco Borriello against the team where he made his name. Remember those 19 goals back in 2007, 2008, and that's where he proved that he really could cut it at the top.
Marchisio just leaving it for Pirlo. Quick ball to Lichtsteiner. Here's Pepe. Back to Marchisio. Got Giaccherini moving in the middle. Back to Marchisio. Back to Giaccherini. And again, just a heavy touch allowed Carvalho to get in.
And he's growing in stature, this Carvalho. His second start, his first at home, but then he gives the ball away and he's out of position. Rossi helped out by Mesto.
Good interception by Vidal. Read it well at the back. Could have been dangerous. Well, a scuff shot by Vucinic, and he looked at the turf in disgust. And it isn't the best of pitches. We know that here, even though it's just recently been relayed. The pitch always a bit of a nightmare for this stadium. Jankovic with a header on. Gilardino holding possession nicely. Back to Jankovic now.
Another fine challenge by Vidal.
That's a lovely bit of skill by Vucinic. Pirlo now brings De Ceglie forward. De Ceglie with some room, and he might get it back. No, he doesn't. From Vucinic, it's still there though. Marchisio out to Giaccherini. Giaccherini inside to Vucinic. He might have another go here. No, prefers to find Matri. Well, he dummied the shot. That's well held off by Gilardino, and that was dangerous because Genoa had two players against Cáceres.
That's the first time we've seen Di Ceglie gallop forward, and the risk is leaving one man less in defence, and had Gilardino just poked the ball through, then Palacio would have been one-on-one against Gigi Buffon.
Well, that's a poor clearance, a goal kick by Frey, who also looks at the turf in disgust. And that ball just going straight out of play. It's Juventus who are back in possession. Cáceres moving the ball to his right out to Lichtsteiner. Here's Pepe, who's constantly trying to take on Moretti. Leaves it for Lichtsteiner this time. Lichtsteiner with a very poor cross himself. It's gone straight out for a goal kick. Well, nice idea, wrong execution. Lichtsteiner himself hasn't pushed forward as often as he sometimes likes to do. Palacio with a header. Again, Gilardino protecting the ball very well indeed. And Jankovic goes away from one challenge, but not two. Throw to Genoa.
But with Juve facing their 6th draw in their last 7 matches, they need to take some risks.
Yeah, of course, still unbeaten this season, but the amount of draws really adding up, becoming rather worrying for both the team and for the fans who have seen that first place slip away.
No other side has drawn as often in the top European leagues, and no team has won the Scudetto having drawn 13 games.
Here's Vidal. Marchisio. Forward to Giaccherini. Back to Marchisio. And Vucinic losing possession. Carvalho once again, but once again the turf, I think. The problem here, well, the player's gone down. It's Palacio who was alongside Vidal. Referee probably didn't see anything, but it was a poor clearance again by Carvalho. Here's Vucinic. Goes away from Kuchka. Plays Pepe in. Pepe with a low cross.
Can't get his cross beyond Moretti once again. And he had so much space there, Simone Pepe. And another low delivery wasted.
Here's Pirlo inside the box. Tries to go away from Biondini, and he's won a corner kick.
Vidal making his run now inside the box. Di Ceglie also in there.
It's come to Marchisio on the edge of the box. Now out to Giaccherini. He's played Vucinic in. Vucinic just couldn't get a shot away. Now some defending for Juve to do as Palacio takes on Cáceres. He's rather isolated. He's going to have to wait for some support here. Finds Gilardino. Gilardino with tons of time.
He looked away, didn't actually play through the ball to make sure he found his teammate.
No, it was a poor ball to Mesto. Juve come forward once again. That's a good ball forward. And good defending Carvalho with an excellent stop on Matri's first time shot. Well, the game picking up pretty much where it left off in the first half. Great tempo, great pace. Just no goals so far anyway. 6 minutes gone.
Because the defenders are holding out well.
Pirlo from the corner flag once more. Back to Marchisio playing it short again. Marchisio to the edge of the box where Giaccherini is. Back to Pirlo. He's got a bit of space. Pirlo's cross. And just flicked on by Gilardino. And it took it just behind Pepe, who was running in at the far post. So a useful touch. Pirlo having to go from one end to the other to take the corners.
We've got to say I like the look of Carvalho, the heart of the Genoa defence. And they've also got claim on Acerbi, who's playing well for Chievo. So a useful partnership next season.
And that's flicked on, it's hit the crossbar. Another chance for Juve.
Near post, header. Flashing off the crossbar. Frey rooted to the spot. And Juventus close to making the breakthrough.
Well, you've got to say that's unlucky. Juve strike first in this second half. And they've hit the woodwork. Di Ceglie, Vidal doing a good job on Gilardino. Here's Lichtsteiner. Pepe makes his run. That's asking a bit too much from Pepe.
We should have the replay from the corner. As Frey takes his time.
Here we go. Flicked on by Vucinic.
It was more of a flick on, wasn't it, than looking for a direct header on goal.
Juve at the moment are winning it back easily enough in midfield. Genoa can't seem to hang on to possession for too long. Although this could be dangerous. Jankovic has won it back. Gilardino to Palacio. You get the feeling that whenever Palacio's got the ball, he can create something. That's too long for Gilardino. He's kept it in play.
Did well there, Gilardino.
Kuchka to Jankovic, and Pirlo intercepting. Here's Giaccherini. Vucinic is free, and he needs to find him now. Giaccherini does so eventually. Got the ball from underneath his feet. Here's Vucinic, who goes away from one man, and he's won a corner kick.
And now there'll also be some attention here at the other end. Gigi Buffon calling the attention to the referee, and there's going to be a yellow card for Boško Jankovic. A needless challenge, as we see once again the header from Vucinic that came off the cross, but Jankovic gets his yellow card, and Simone Pepe doesn't need the treatment anymore and will hobble up to the halfway line. Corner kick.
Pirlo from the corner flag, then this time to the far post. Pepe back in the middle, and player goes down, and that ball goes out. Well, I'm not quite sure what the Genoa defenders were thinking. Almost shot towards their own goal as Matri went down, and Kaladze, Nestor with a very awkward clearance. Poor Pirlo is going from one end to the other. He's come this side now for another corner kick.
Vucinic again makes his near post run, and he gets him the head to it.
Flicked on. Giaccherini gets there ahead of Moretti. He's under pressure though. He's found Marchisio. Back to Cáceres. Giaccherini once more. Inside to Marchisio. Here's Vucinic. More central position now. Quickly moved on by Marchisio. And that's a good shot by Pirlo.
There's another corner. Frey got a fingertip to it.
Yeah, caught Frey unawares. It dipped viciously right at the end. Frey was struggling.
This is the most relaxed I've seen Juventus play in a month or so. They're having to play catch-up in the league. Might work in their favour.
Well, Pirlo tried the back heel, and it's given possession to Genoa. Cáceres watching shadowing Palacio. Juve back into position as Biondini plays the ball over the top towards Gilardino. It's gone through to Buffon.
Decent ball by Biondini. Gilardino though still quite rusty, as you'd expect after being out for last 5 matches.
De Ceglie didn't want to take any chances. Lichtstein has kept it in. Pepe trying to touch it on to Marchisio. Biondini doing well again. Gilardino now. Jankovic, that's a poor ball. Straight to Lichtsteiner.
Didn't lift his head at all, Boško Jankovic. Didn't know that Lichtsteiner was right in front of him. But Jankovic was right in front of his coach.
That's again good covering at the back by Roger Carvalho. As Giaccherini was creeping in. Vidal chests it down to De Ceglie. Pirlo. Vucinic. Back to Pirlo. He's got Lichtsteiner coming forward, but prefers Giaccherini. Vucinic couldn't get there. Jankovic with a terrible header. That's a good cross. Vucinic, he's hit the post again. Unbelievable.
Jankovic has just switched off, giving the ball once again to Juventus in the last third of the Genoa. Just outside the box, you can see the cross by Pepe, but this time is a wonderful delivery. And Vucinic picking his spot, but the wrong side of the post.
Well, that's 2 now for Juve. They're collecting woodworks. Jankovic keeps it on. No, he doesn't. It's going to be a throw to Juventus. Jankovic almost taking out the 4th official on the touchline. Juve have come out in fairly dominant mood in this second half.
I think Pasquale Marino has seen enough of Jankovic in the second half. There's some movement in the dugout. But the other midfielders are more ball players in the centre of midfield and not wide men.
Here's Vidal for Juventus. Forward Pirlo to De Ceglie. De Ceglie, Matri just trying to touch it back. But Juve have a free kick. It's a foul on De Ceglie. I think it was messed up. It's been taken quickly, but it's going to be called back. Referee had already said he would blow his whistle, so Pirlo is going to have to play a ball into the box here. And it's straight to Pepe, and that's the third woodwork. Unbelievable stuff. Well, said it before, I say it again. How unlucky for Juventus.
Perfectly timed run by Simone Pepe inside the box. And Frey was beaten, but again the goalkeeper thanks the frame of his goal.
Well, Juve getting closer and closer, but that ball will just not go in the goal at the moment. Giaccherini now. Out wide to Pepe, and he's been left all alone. Pepe with another good cross. This time though, Moretti with a header away. Juve crank up the tension. How did Pepe not score on that occasion? Here we see it again. He's onside, and he was right in front of goal. So Constant is coming on for Jankovic. 5 minutes of blackout for Jankovic, and he's been substituted. Here's Pirlo. Constant's first touch, not a great one. Pepe with another cross, this time it's Kaladze away. Pirlo underneath it, nice control. Pepe staying onside, gets the cross away. Rossi didn't know who was behind him. It's out for a throw.
And Genoa just pinned back basically inside their own penalty box at the moment. They can't get out their own half. But Juventus can't make the pressure count. Twice Vucinic denied by the frame of the goal, and then that last opportunity for Simone Pepe.
And you have to wonder, that was easier to score than it was to miss. Luckily for Juve, Palacio was offside.
But Juventus need to push forward, they need to take risks if they want to win the Scudetto. Not much in that call whatsoever.
Lichtsteiner, Pepe, back to Lichtsteiner.
At this stage of the season, you might as well lose your unbeaten record, but you try and claim the 3 points.
Pirlo forward to Giaccherini. Kuczka. Nesto. That's a foul by Vidal.
Palacio just takes some of the pressure off his defence. Defending possession, accepting the challenge from Vidal, and here's the opportunity for Simone Pepe inside the 6-yard box. He knew where the goalkeeper was, he knew where the goal was, and he hit the post. Well, Angelo Alessio, here's some voices from the heavens to make some changes.
Well, that's a pretty bad foul by De Ceglie. Totally missed the ball.
De Ceglie booked in the first half.
Well, that was a close call indeed. Gilardino taken out completely.
Shall we say that Juventus have been let off here? Clumsy challenge by De Ceglie, certainly wasn't nasty.
Very clumsy, and this is an excellent opportunity for Genoa, who have basically been completely overrun in this second half.
Right in front of their own fans. Kaladze Gilardino, and now Palacio gets himself at the edge of the 6-yard box.
Tense moment for the Juve players and their travelling fans here. It's Biondini standing over the ball. Here he goes, plays one into the danger area. Kaladze, Buffon with a punch. It's still not clear. Still back into the danger area. Kaladze, and that's a point-blank shot at Buffon. He makes a good save.
Eventually the 6-yard box was cleared and Buffon was thankful. Kucka got himself out the way. You can see the players still tangling there, and then Kaladze. Difficult angle for the centre half. Still made a decent effort on the volley.
He was very well picked out by Mesto. And it's going to be a corner kick, so all of a sudden it's Juve who have to defend. And you can hear the Genoa fans making themselves heard. Biondini now from the corner flag. Whipped in, it's flicked out by Marchisio. Kaladze nicely out to Constant, who's got Biondini still there, but he plays a good ball back in, just over the top. Gilardino keeping this one in play. So it's going to be a corner kick. Came off a Juve player last.
Another great ball flighted in by Constant. And here the Genoa players seem to get in each other's road. Gilardino though still battling and happy to take the corner. It's the first time we've seen Juventus defence under pressure in this second half.
Biondini again from the corner flag. Matri with the header out. Pepe beaten to it, and then it's a foul given by the referee.
Kucka leaning on De Ceglie.
So the Juve players and their fans can breathe a sigh of relief. The pressure has gone for the moment. Juve have the ball back between their feet. Here's Vidal. They need to up the tempo, keep the tempo high, as they have done in these opening 20 minutes. 20 minutes, the ball. 3 posts hit by Juventus in quick succession. Here's Vucinic, who hit 2 of the 3. Told to get back up. Vidal to De Ceglie, just nudges it on. Palacio will keep this one in. Vidal's got to get back into position. And there's Constant free here. Just got a good touch from Vidal that took it away from Constant. On the break, Genoa looking dangerous. That's nicely done by Pepe, and that's a bad foul by Moretti.
And we'll hear the complaints from the Genoa fans as Moretti gets a yellow card, saying why our player and not De Ceglie down the other side 5 minutes ago.
Marchisio with Pirlo over the ball. No player coming close to Pirlo, and he's gone back to Cáceres. Gets it back from the Uruguayan. Vidal now.
Still no sign of a change from Juventus. Angelo Alessio still indicating to the players where he wants them to go.
Well, De Ceglie's done well. He's got a good cross away here as Pepe's put it back in. Matri was just a little bit too slow.
Excellent invitation from Simone Pepe, and here's another chance.
He's crossed it in, and it's flashed across the face of goal. It's going to be a corner kick. It's that kind of ball that Matri thrives on.
He pulled back towards the height of the penalty spot. Instead, the ball was driven in right in front of Sebastian Frey.
Constant with the header away as the ball was swinging towards the far post. Juve keep it alive with Marchisio. Giaccherini back inside, headed out by Gilardino. Biondini now. He's got to hold on here. Biondini not lose possession, and he has done. Pirlo under pressure. Mesto. And well played by Marchisio. Giaccherini out to Vucinic. Vucinic Marchisio. And it's wide.
Moretti covering well.
Another corner kick for Juve. Pirlo going over.
The mistake in midfield there from Genoa. Twice Biondini. First he gave the ball away in possession, then he ran into Mesto. They both fell over.
So swung into the danger zone. It's Gilardino with a header out.
Basically playing as a third central defender at the moment, Gilardino.
That's a good strike! And again, Frey had to just palm it over. Vicious strike from Marchisio, Claudio Marchisio from distance. Driven hard down the middle. Another corner. And again, Pirlo.
Matri near post.
And Frey doesn't hold the ball. It's cleared long by Carvalho. Out for a throw. For all their pressure, Juve just cannot find the breakthrough.
And they've tried every way possible.
Yeah, difficult for Alessio to figure out who to change, as Elia is in fact stripping off, because really the team are doing well and they're creating the chances.
Some fresh legs though. You can't get much fresher than Elia's.
He hasn't seen too much playing time this season, the Dutchman. Cáceres, no nonsense clearance. Biondini over the top. It's Gilardino. Couldn't really control that header, Gilardino. Now Pirlo forward to Matri. Haven't seen too much of Matri this second half. It's been rather quiet. Pirlo dancing round two players and eventually out to Pepe. He's got Vucinic free. He's found him. Vucinic just playing it in. Pepe!
Offside, he's offside.
It's offside indeed.
That could be the last involvement from Simone Pepe. Also, Marco Borriello being told to get ready to come on. That's number 7, Pepe, who is coming off.
Indeed he is. Pepe going to take the long way round. Well, judging by the replay, not sure if that was in fact offside. Pepe looked to be in line with the last defender. Another decision possibly going against Juve, as Elia gets his first touch. Takes the ball away from Palacio. At the back now, Genoa. Pucca and Biondini. Here's Palacio. Too constant.
Offside. Elia. His second minute here, which means he's now played over 1 hour of Serie A football this season. This is his 3rd appearance since his arrival from Hamburg. He's needed half a season to get used to the tactical demands of the Italian game.
Yeah, it's not been easy for Elia. Still hasn't quite picked up the language properly. Palacio with the header, but that's going nowhere. Buffon with a rare touch. Here's Giaccherini. Inside to Vucinic. Spins away beautifully. Vucinic. Giaccherini will pick up this one. The Genoa players sitting back now, really just trying to soak up the pressure. Here's Elia, and he's won a corner kick. Well, been told to do exactly the same as Pepe. Just get to the byline, get the crosses in.
Marchisio hands on hips, he's looking rather tired.
This one played in towards Matri. De Ceglie to get a cross in. Away again by Gilardino. Giaccherini. Well, the less said the better, I think.
Perhaps rather than Borriello, the option would be to bring on young Maroni in midfield. And some fresh legs, some drive in the engine room. Because of the chances come into the box, and Matri will eventually pounce on one of them.
Giaccherini beaten in the air, Gilardino. And the free kick has gone Genoa's way, just as Vidal had won the ball. Not without committing the foul first, though. Well, Del Piero is warming up rather energetically on the touchline. And this is another good situation, though, for the home side. It's Kuczka standing over the ball on this occasion.
And Del Piero's going to come on, Patrick.
Another man who hasn't seen too much playing time this season, the club captain. Well, Kuczka fires it in! Buffon! And that's over the bar. What a scare for Juve.
Well, we said Buffon's not had much to do in the second half, but that's his second important save. Great free kick driven in by Kuczka. And Buffon preferring to go for the parry, which almost favoured Kaladze.
And they've won another corner kick as Lichtsteiner couldn't find Elia down the line. Elia a little bit too deep. So more defending to be done.
And Constant will take it himself.
To whip it in with his left.
Certainly more tactically obedient, Constant.
That's a good delivery. Matri with the header out. Elia now turning his man. He's been shrugged off though by Constant. Pirlo with the block.
And off comes Matri for Alex Del Piero. And this could be the last time we'll see him grace the Marassi.
So Del Piero on, you can hear the reaction from the crowd as Genoa get ready to take this throw. Palacio back to Moretti, back to Palacio, Constant. Again Pirlo putting the ball out of play.
And Pasquale Marino has given his instructions to get his third sub ready to come on.
All given away, Palacio's here! Oh, he's fluffed the shot completely.
He's going down, he's claiming that it was foul and it should be a penalty for Genoa. That's why his shot was fluffed, because it was caught from behind. And not the only player, as you can see, Moretti down injured.
Well, there's a player down. Palacio continues to argue his case, this time with Buffon.
And that's Vidal with the mistake. Didn't seem to be much at all from Marchisio.
Now, I can't say there were too much claims for a penalty inside the box, but it's more worrying is the condition of Moretti.
Anything, it was the turf. Just didn't hold Palacio's studs.
Once again, the turf. The biggest enemy for all these players. Well, Moretti somehow is hobbling off. He seems to be shaking off the knock. Pirlo, in the meantime, has started the match again for Juve.
Yeah, he's asking for possession here in the halfway line. He gets it from Lichtsteiner. Moretti not being allowed on, now he does.
He's got Lichtsteiner behind him. Elia. He's gone round one player and then lost possession himself.
He forgot about the ball, but he's won it back.
Here's Del Piero and try to play in Giaccherini with a back heel.
Here's the difference after a lifetime at Juventus, top goal scorer of all time. A back heel doesn't come off, no complaints from the teammates. Elia lost the ball again.
That's Vucinic, and he's driven it straight at Frey.
Elia's got it all to prove, but he seems to be keen to prove that he's got what it takes.
Oh, he's lost possession here. Elia couldn't pick it up. Palacio.
No doubt Biondini will blame the underfoot conditions. Everybody else is.
That's a beautiful ball played forward. Gilardino! He's missed the target. What a chance for Genoa.
He took the touch to take him away from Buffon. The angle didn't seem to be that difficult.
Just onside, I believe.
We've seen Gilardino bury these year after year.
Wasn't that easy. It was pretty tight. But still, you expect him to hit the target, or at least the side netting.
Had it been Palacio, then I'm sure that would have been 1-0 to Genoa. Offside.
Well, they've got to watch the offsides here, Juventus. They only have just over 10 minutes left here to try and grab something from the match. 0-0, unbelievably so, here between Genoa and Juve. Genoa with the leakiest defence, Juve unable.
Marco Borriello is still warming up. He seems ready to come on at any moment. The script seems written for him.
Caceres to Pirlo. Here's Del Piero. He's got to hold on to possession here, Del Piero. He's done so. And the ball just won't stay down. Bobbling all over the place. Here he is again, Del Piero. Finding Pirlo eventually. Here's Pirlo forward to Marchisio. And that's a little bit too long for Vucinic. Luckily it's come back to Pirlo, at least luckily for Juventus. And Pirlo bundled over by Mesto. Marchisio taking the free kick about 10 yards further forward. It's going to be brought back to where Pirlo is currently standing. And Genoa hanging on and creating a couple of chances on the break. Giaccherini out to Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner lining up the cross, that's close to Frey.
And Genoa make their final substitution. Could be Jorquera.
Frey takes the kick. For the moment, no player is coming on. Pirlo once again. Time to play the pass, this time Vucinic, it's over the top, Vucinic taking on Rossi. He goes past his man, he's played it to the edge of the box. Pirlo with a strike, he couldn't keep it down. Well, the chances have been there for Juventus. No doubt about it. Frey with the goal kick again, certainly been the busier of the two goalkeepers. Given away by Pirlo this time. Far too easily in the middle. Here's Mesto running at Giaccherini.
Belushi will be the final change, decided by Pasquale Marino for Genoa.
Biondini looking for a through ball. Pirlo doing well against Gilardino. Here's Del Piero playing in Giaccherini. Giaccherini back to Pirlo. Del Piero moving forward. Here's Giaccherini once more. And he's been stopped in his tracks by Rossi. Good defending. Giaccherini.
And Juventus now showing signs of tiredness right throughout the team. They have been playing twice a week over the last month, having to catch up with their games postponed due to the snow. And Genoa looking sprightly.
Well, Palacio going away from Marchisio far too easily, but he's played a poor ball across the face of the box. And it's given back to Juve. Constant with the free kick, or the foul, excuse me, but play on, says the referee. That's short for Del Piero. Lichtsteiner with a poor ball. And Kaladze dispossessed by Vidal.
No, Kaladze is out of position.
That's Vucinic, almost broke through. Well, this man here has been one of the man of the matches for me. Rossi, the captain, has been unspectacular, has been very quiet, if you like, but he's been solid at the back. He's held his position, and he's made some very timely interventions and interceptions. in the box.
And again covering there for the central defenders, covering for Kaladze, who decided to step forward, but Palacio was in offside position. And so Kaladze had to hold on to the ball. He didn't have anybody in support. As we can almost make out Antonio Conte.
Well, there's a water bottle in the middle of the pitch. No one wants to get rid of it. As Mesto takes on Dechelia. That's excellent defending on this occasion. Approaching the last 5 minutes of the half. It's desperate stuff now from both sides, as the gap in midfield is wide open. Literally end-to-end stuff here. Elia leaving it for Lichtsteiner. Pirlo quickly on to Marchisio. Marchisio over the top. Didn't come off. Gilardino just doing enough to control that one. Cáceres with a good block.
There, Cáceres.
Giaccherini could be through here. Giaccherini pulls it back. Del Piero inside the box. Can't get a shot away. It's gone the long way round. Giaccherini with a cross. Oh, it's too close to Frey. Tired legs now. And the delivery not quite as good as it was 20 minutes ago.
Juventus hit the framework 3 times in under 10 minutes at the start of the second half. Also had a goal disallowed. Questionable decision. Frey twice tipping long-range shots over the crossbar. So you can't say that Juventus haven't been creative also in the second half. They just haven't made their chances count.
Well, Biondini doing so well to keep that ball in play. Just couldn't get his cross away. Juve need to be careful here.
Genoa set for a 3rd successive draw after 3 successive defeats. Juventus another draw.
Yeah, and that would take more draws than victories this season. Well, just to tell you what the situation coming into the game was at the top of the table. Milan won 54 points and Juve on 52, so 2 points separating the two clubs. Obviously Milan playing this afternoon. All depends on what they do against Lecce at home.
Borriello is stripped and ready to come on, as is Belushi.
That's pulled back nicely. Del Piero couldn't get good touch on the ball or a good shot away.
There's a decent opportunity for Del Piero.
Elia's lost possession in a very dangerous position. Won back by Pirlo. So fundamental to this side is Dechelia. Went for a shot himself. Giaccherini. Marchisio now.
Nobody out wide. Elia been squeezed into the penalty box. As Juventus trying to throw bodies in there now. Elia needs to give his tactical width about him. He's been brought on as a wide man. He needs to stay such.
Here's Dechelia with a cross. And that's a header back. So it's going to be a corner.
And now Borriello will come on. He'll plead to come on with a corner kick. He'll throw his weight inside the box. Number 24 for number 23. Off comes Giaccherini.
Yeah, it's the right move. Giaccherini's run his socks off all afternoon.
And this will add another minute or so of added on time at the end of this match. It's very tense here at the Marassi. You can't say that Juventus are playing their season here, but certainly the confidence that a victory would give the team here in the final minutes against Genoa would boost them for the final third of the campaign. .33 comes on for number 88. No more Biondini.
Yeah, Biondini is also very tired.
And it's
done
Belushi.
Very well. Right, we have
such a heavy weight in the middle of midfield, Belushi.
We have a corner kick here. Pirlo into the danger area, and it's Kruchko with the header out. It's going to be another corner. So Pirlo staying where he is. Once again, the ball this time to the far post. It's come off Rossi, so it's going to be a Juve throw. It was in fact taken by Del Piero and not Pirlo. Here's Pirlo inside to Vucinic. He's going to try and spin! And it just wouldn't trickle into Del Piero's path. It's gone out. Well, we mentioned the situation for Juventus, who have Lazio also fast approaching behind on just 4 points further back, on 48 points. So that's another dangerous situation for Juve. Genoa, meantime, we're lying 14th coming into the game on 32 points. That's level with Bologna and Fiorentina and Atalanta. But who had a better goal difference, so they were all above Genoa, with Cagliari just below them on 31 points. So obviously a defeat here would have taken them further towards the drop zone. A victory would see them maybe start climbing back up towards the middle of the table.
Well, we've seen with Napoli in their 5 wins in a row what full points can do for a nailing campaign. We thought Napoli were written off. Instead, they're pushing up just behind Juventus as well, and they will meet in a couple of weeks.
That's going to be one heck of a game. It was last time at the San Paolo. Marchisio just getting rid of the ball, and Borriello with a foul.
There's 4 minutes of time added on.
Well, it's plenty of time to find a winner for either side.
Juventus next week face Fiorentina, old rivals in the Italian game. Then it's the derby of Italy, Inter and Juventus, and then it's Napoli. Tough games ahead for the Bianconeri, but if they want to challenge for the Scudetto, this is when they need to show what they're made of, show their mettle.
Indeed. Indeed they do. And they do have a tougher run-in compared to Milan. Just played short to Rossi. Is that a penalty?
No penalty. The referee not interested at all.
Well, we have to see it again. It was a very close call. And I've got to say, judging by that replay, very much looks, well, Pirlo did in fact get the ball before taking down, that's offside, before taking down Rossi. But a bit of a controversial decision right at the end here. Did get a touch, it just took it onto his knee.
But if the penalty had been awarded, certainly there would have been very few complaints. And that was a worrying moment for Juventus.
I'm not sure about that, but I think the Juve players would have complained until the very end of the game. Either way.
As we see once again the decisions evening themselves up with the goal chalked off for Simone Pepe, even though he might not have been in an offside position here. A claim for a penalty not awarded for Genoa in stoppage time.
Here's Vucinic, looking a little tired as well, and having a go at Lichtsteiner for playing a high ball to him. Vidal. Got to say, I've been quite impressed with Vidal in his makeshift role. Here's Pirlo. He's played a nice ball out to Borriello, just a little bit out wide. Borriello winning a corner. But Vidal has done well, considering all things considered, with Caceres in the middle. Caceres now going up for this. Everybody forward for Juve.
Borriello's already been involved in a goal here for Roma against Genoa.
It's across the face of goal and into the hands of Frey.
From Carvalho.
Wow. Late drama.
And it might not be the last instance of late drama here. So a couple of minutes and anything can still happen.
De Ceglie doing well to hold off two players. Here's Caceres. Lichtsteiner. He's got to get this ball forward. Elia now. Back to Lichtsteiner. He's got to play it to Vucinic or Del Piero. Oh, Borriello. Here is Borriello. Del Piero on to Pirlo. Everybody forward now in the box. And can Pirlo get a ball in? Elia. And he couldn't get his header away. Constant. He's just going to run this ball out. It's going to be a Genoa throw. Well, that That seems like a strange decision. It was either a foul or a Juve throw. Could have been a foul, to be honest.
Here's the latest scramble inside the Genoa box. And Sebastian Frey, once again, a very, very grateful man, as he has been throughout this second half.
10 seconds left here. It's got to be now or never. It's going to be very now.
Lichtsteiner has to launch it long.
And he's hit it straight at Rossi. That's it. Final whistle. Genoa have held Juventus to a draw here at the Luigi Ferraris Stadium.
One of the most entertaining nil-nils we've seen this season. Incredible stuff. Chances for both sides. Juventus hitting the post 3 times in the second half, but still unable to find the back of the net.
Well, Vidal walking off and throwing down pieces of paper, very upset. He won't be happy, as the Juve players generally won't be happy with the draw. They really feel they should have won. A goal disallowed as well for Pepe, when he maybe have been onside. But as you said, Paul, a fantastic atmosphere and a fantastic game here in Genoa. That's all from me, Patrick Taroni.
And me, Paul Visca.
Thank you very much for watching.